Okay, to celebrate 20 years of City of Rott, originally released in 2006, we're going to go over the old website that I used to have at BlackArro.com, but I no longer have that site. Now it's just cityofrott.wordpress.com, which is much easier and it's free, so that's a big benefit. And it also can host videos and YouTube videos and stuff like that. So this old Go Live Adobe program that I'm showing you today is an ancient HTML program that I used to have my website on. But this is really old technology here, from way back in 2005, 2007, and then the website, I think I finished it 2011, and I decided to move on to WordPress, which is a free hosting website. I don't have to pay a yearly fee, and there's no domain name that I have to register. It's all included for free. I think they put advertisements on there, but that's no big deal. But here are all the old posts from way back in February 15th, 2007. Welcome to the new BlackArro.com site. And that was way back in 2007. And you can see I had an image of City Rott and a preview of Dead Fury. And then then I had a lot of links to different websites that no longer exist. A lot of them, some of them do, but a lot of them don't, and a lot of the links might be gone too. So here's a little banner that I created way back then. Dead Fury animated unrated horror, and then from the creator of City of Rott. Mostly I had these banners on my own website, but this is how it used to be back in the early 2000s. You would create a banner and then you'd have it advertised on different websites, like maybe you'd pay a hosting fee or a website fee or something like that, advertising fee, and they'd put the little thing on the website. I didn't do that too often. But getting to the point, you can see that I had the third film being prepared in 2009, and then I changed the name to Shock Invasion, which is a better name, I felt. And then the news continues, and then looks like the final post was January 28th, 2011, and just talking about new films that I was working on and planning. But I had a lot of links there. So let's just jump right into City of Rott. And let's see, we'll go to City of Rott. There it is there. So there's Dead Fury and there's City of Rott. We'll click on that. And this is what the old website used to look like. Back when I had the domain BlackArro.com, and this was a description of the story and 77 minutes. And here's the official original DVD artwork for the film. I originally had this against a gray background, but I see this was turned more red for the Unearthed Films release. I think a higher contrast looks really good with it. And then let's see. So I talk about the goriness of City of Rott, and here's the original poster. I'm working on a new poster for City of Rott Origin, which will be the closest that things will get to the original City of Rott, and it's set in the real world. No more other world like the third film was, and it's not CGI like the second film was. So this will be the closest it'll get to the original City of Rott. But I am aiming for better animation. I don't want to just have them with 3 frames per walk cycle. But one good thing about the original was that the animation for the when they're moving, it felt more grounded. So it looked like they were really traveling across the ground, not sliding or ice skating across the ground like in some of my other work. So there's the page for City of Rott, and here we'll go to the characters. And let's see. So there's Fred Figueroa, an old man and his trusty walker, search the city for a comfortable pair of shoes while it's bombarded with flesh-eating zombies and parasitic worms. Fred's out of his mind, but he's no pushover, and he bashes his way through countless zombies. So there's Fred, and he was just about to rage out in this bridge scene, and here the zombies starting to attack, and then he has to defend them with his walker because he was in a really bad situation there. Here's John from the original City of Rott. The zombie was trying to bite him and infect him and turn him into a zombie, so he had to stop the zombie. And there's Sarah. Back then I just called her the nurse, but she got bitten in the story, and then she's trying to get help through Fred, but the only thing he knew how to do was tell her to go find a pair of slippers, his shoes, and then he said, you know, if the rotworm gets bit by another zombie, that other rotworm could cause a conflict with the first rotworm, and then maybe they would attack each other, and that would neutralize the chance of her getting the rotworm taken over and turned into a zombie. That's only if they fought each other, and that would be a rare situation. So here's a 3D image. If you zoom out or step back from your screen and blend these 2 images into one, it creates a 3D effect. I guess I created that way back in 2007 maybe, before Blu-ray 3D and all that, and 3D movies really took off for a good 10-15 years there. There's still 3D movies in theaters, but not like it was in the main days of that. So here's okay, Benjamin. Let's see, that's Benjamin right there. Okay, he was always on the cell phone talking about donuts, so that was that story. And here's Hack, hoping to find a cure for his pal, and he's in the supermarket looking for a cure. And we'll get back to that story too, as well as with Benjamin and Sarah, and of course John will go into his story, and Fred Figueroa in his younger days before the situation with his brain and his rapid aging. And here's another zombie. I like that yellow and orange, or yellow and red. That looks cool for the title. And then there's Fred crunching a zombie. And there's one of the characters who we'll go over the story with. That was, I think, a guy named Larry. Yeah, that's Larry. And then there's another zombie pack right there promoting the DVD. Alright, so we'll go to Gallery Media. And there's the City of Rott images. So we can see there's the gory image there. There's that gory zombie, and then there's the scene with the garden scene in the park, and then more zombies, and there's the deli scene. These images are so small because back then, just to render this out on an old dial-up computer took forever. So I kept everything really small. So there's a 3D gallery, and if I zoom in a little bit, there we go, you can see it a little better. This one you probably don't want to zoom in too close because you need to use your eyes to blend the two images into one. Otherwise you don't get the 3D effect. But if you sit far back enough or have like a special 3D viewer, you could see the 3D here. Like if you blend this eye here to blend with that eye, you have to stand far enough back and just let your eyes blend the two into one, and then you get a real cool pop 3D effect that I created manually, just taking one image and then offsetting the other. But there's a zombie, and there's Sarah the nurse, and there's the prune juice man, and there's the female zombie there, and there's Hack in a tough situation. There's the Rott bully zombie there, and there's the old man, prune juice man, running away. And then there's another scene in the supermarket. But that's it for that particular gallery there. And then we already looked at this one here with the zombies. So now we'll go into DVD details, and I'll zoom in really quick, and we'll go over that real quick. It pretty much listed all the DVD details, and you can see the original release date was August 8th, 2006, and then a number of DVDs got delayed till August 22nd, but the original release date was August 8th, and that was the same day that I think Dead Rising was released by Capcom on the Xbox 360 in 2006. But this was released through Unearthed Films back then, and it looks like he had a suggested retail price of $29.99, which was usually lowered down to $19.99 by release. And then that was back when Best Buy was taking DVDs from independent studios and labels, but then they started getting really strict and just no longer taking the smaller studios. They just went with the big studios back in 2008, I think, is when it all started. But there's City of Rott, and this was released in Hollywood Video. I walked into Hollywood Video and I saw it right on the shelf for the first time ever back in 2006 August, and I should have took a picture of it, but back then the only camera I had was like I think I had a digital camera back then. 2005 I bought one, so I should have took a picture. I should have just said, well, hey, can I take a photo of this movie that I released, and see what they would say. But it was in Netflix? No, I don't remember it being in Netflix, but I have it listed here, so it must have been on there briefly. But that was before Netflix really got more strict with all their releases. High def DVD, and then CD Universe, Hollywood Video is on their website and in their stores, and then Movie Gallery, it was in there too, in the stores. I saw it in a bargain bin one time. I thought it was pretty cool. And then there was a site called Overstock.com, Movies Unlimited, DVD Empire, Diabolique DVD, they're still around. Then there was a store called Circuit City. They had it available, and Borders.com and Best Buy had it on their website. Amazon Canada, and then Amazon.com, and a bunch of other websites too had the movie. So that was really good distribution through Unearthed Films, and I think it was back then called Anthem DVD, something like that. But they were able to get it into Hollywood Video and stuff like that, which is really awesome, through Unearthed Films. So thanks for that. That was a dream come true for me, just to get it in the video store before they all disappeared, unfortunately. Well, most of them. That's the news for that, and that shows what was on the original DVD release. And then Critic reviews. This is from all the prior websites. I don't know if they're still around. I know Fangoria is still hanging in there. They were almost going to close up for a while there. And then Dread Central, that got a 5 out of 5 from Uncle Creepy. That was a really big review. And then 4 out of 5 from JoeHorror.com. Fangoria, they gave it a review on their website. That was a 3.5 out of 4. That was really good. DVD Resurrections really gave it a nice review there. And then Splattermania gave it a 3.5 out of 5. And then Cinema Crazed, they gave it 3 stars. And then HM&M, they gave it 10 out of 10. That was really great. And then Deadpit.com, back then, they gave 4 out of 5. That was generous. And then DVD Talk, which is still around. I think this link is still on their website. They gave it a 3.5 out of 5, which is good. And then this one here, 7 out of 10. DVDmaniacs.net, 3 out of 5. CreatureCorner.com, Alex gave it 8.5 out of 10. And then HorrorMovies.ca, there was a reviewer named Meh, who gave it, or May or something, gave it his top 2 for 2005. That was pretty good. And then HorrorMovies.ca, they gave it a 7 out of 10 before it was released, before the movie was finished. That was the old 54-minute version. But that was a look at City Rott. And of course we could go into Dead Fury and all of those. I'll go real quick through it. I won't elaborate on the details here. But there's all the pages, and here's Max. This was the first film with Max Bloodheart, and looks like I didn't list his last name there. But Max, yeah, he talks like this, and he's got that voice. It's really easy to voice this guy. He's got good dynamic energy in his voice, which makes it a lot easier to just voice without having to think about it. And then here's Fred. Originally, Fred had a slightly different voice, but it eventually ended up sounding like this. So it's an old man voice. And then here was Jake. I'd have to practice Jake. I don't quite remember how I did that voice. And then here's Jen. And then here's the hiker and the zombie demon possessed characters from the movie. And there's this squirrel, and they had a fight. This father who originally was a good guy, but I guess he suffered enough, and then they attacked his family, so he wanted revenge and had a evil spell to bring his kids back to attack anybody in the forest who was on their land. But that was Dead Fury, and did I cover everything? Here's the images from Dead Fury. Let's see. Here's some goriness right there. And that's why I have these movies for older audiences, because it can get pretty gory. Kind of like Mortal Kombat. You know, I don't want... I definitely want an older audience to watch the movie. That's the intention. So that's the gallery, and then... Actually, let me go back. What does this say? Oh, that was the little trailer information. And then here's some reviews for this. Dead Fury. They said they enjoyed it, and then Uncle Creepy from Dread Central back then said it outdid City of Rott for the every turn, and then DVD Resurrections, he really liked it, and then Cinema Craze, Felix liked it as well. So just want to say thanks to all the critic reviews to help get the word out that the film was out there. Then here was my third film, Shock Invasion, and originally called Anti-Human, but then updated to Shock Invasion, which I thought was a more appropriate title because there was a red shock flash that would shock the people and paralyze them if they didn't have something related to the story. I won't spoil it. But there was questions and answers, and then here's the story, and there's the poster, and then the characters. All looks like we got Raoul, who was actually Max, but I renamed him Raoul Foster just to show that you could use the same character and then just put them in new roles. That was my whole intention with having Max play the role of Raoul Foster, just so he's in a new story and a different character, including Fred, who played his father in this one as well. But this alien king, he was an instigator of the whole invasion. But there you go. That's the old website, and thanks for going along with me. Info is just the old the old Yahoo email that I lost access to because I lost the password, or I couldn't log in or something. With dial-up, everything was so slow with Yahoo, so I just gave up on trying to log in. But that sums up BlackArro Productions, and here's the original page. But thanks for joining me here to go over the old website way back from 2011, 2009, and 2007. So thanks a lot. And thanks for being a fan of City of Rott And if you like Dead Fury and Chalk Invasion, thanks for that also. And my other films. And City of Rott Origin is in production, along with Tombs of Extinction, which is almost complete. So I'm just going to finish that up, and that shouldn't be much longer, and then I'll get right back into City of Rott Origin. No release date yet on either of those, but I'm looking forward to completing them. And thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell all icon. Thanks a lot.